Hey guys, and welcome to Warcraft Daily for the 18th of June 2013. Just a little forward for the show. I'm trying a different microphone setting, so please let me know what you think. Now, in today's news we have a preview of the Siege of Orgrimmar raid, a whole bunch of blue posts, and that's actually it. Not a massive amount, and we're still waiting for a new PTR build to come out. However, that should come out quite soon. Now, the first thing is a Siege of Orgrimmar raid preview. This has been done by mmo-champion, and I will put it in the back of the screen for you. Now, I would like to get into the PTR and give you all this stuff firsthand, but there's not a PTR license on my World of Warcraft account, and the only way for me to get one is wait. And of course, since I've been waiting since before patch 5.3, for the development team to let me in, I can't do anything, so it's a little bit of a bollocks. But anyway, on to the actual raid. So it seems like the raid starts off in the Vale of Eternal Blossoms, or really what was the Vale, because it was pretty much destroyed by evil Shag Goo. So yeah, you start off there, seem to go through a few mines and things, you wind up in Orgrimmar, and I'm going to assume that eventually that's where you kill good old Garrosh. Now, an interesting little tweet I saw is that Garrosh is not corrupted, which is nice, I think, because so far nearly every, of course not all of them, but every sort of main WoW villain has been corrupted. Arthas was corrupted, Illidan was corrupted, you know, it goes on. Deathwing was even corrupted, so it's nice to see this. The direct quote was that he is wielding the Sha like a hammer. So he's fully in control, he is just the big uber douche, which I think's good to have. You know, finally a villain that is just an evil guy, not some sort of tragic deal. I think Metzen perhaps relies on that too much. Now, another interesting thing with this raid is that they're doing raid testing. This is later this week. There's two waves. The first one is at 10:30 PDT, 1:30 EDT, and 19:30 CEST. Now, as for the specific dates, these will be released at a later date, but these are just the times. The second one is to more suit North American, and it's at 1600 PDT, 1900 EDT, and 1 AM CEST. So, there you go. Perhaps there will be a new build coming with this raid testing thing. I'll be very interested to see what extra things come in. Of course, I will be giving you boss previews and stuff like that as soon as they come out. Now, there's been a lot of blue talk, and the first one is about toxic behaviour in random groups. So I'm sure all of you have had the joy of being in a random group, you know, all the banter crack that you have, and you know, you get people who are just complete dicks. It really ruins the game experience for some people, and especially those who don't raid. They maybe are not in a guild, and a lot of what they do is with other people. Of course, I'd argue that's not really the way to play the game. But, yeah, it's a problem people have. So Blizzard said that the Game Masters are not meant to be moral police, or anything like that, which I think is fair enough. And they said that their matchmaking system, sort of over time, will analyse trends with players, and try to reward good players with better groups. Now, I seem to read that is, the more times you get kicked, the more times you initiate kicks, the more times you leave early, etc., that kind of, like, decreases your rating, you know, your douchebaggery increases, something like that. So the people who are really good will be in better groups. So I think it's okay to punish the douches and reward the good people in that case. That's how it should be in real life. That's how it should be in game. Now, one thing I would find interesting is if in extreme examples they will lead to bans and stuff, because I think that should be okay. Like, if someone's really persistently ruining other people's sort of game experience, I think they should be banned. If they don't heed warnings, they should be permabanned, because at the end of the day, they shouldn't be fucking over other people's free time, right? I know some people say, oh, it's entitled to think that you deserve a good group because you're paying money, but at the end of the day, you know, douchebags, they should be taken care of. Not killed, but, you know, removed. Now, the next blue thingy was about soloing old raids. This is something a lot of people enjoy to do. As a hunter, I enjoy it myself. And they have said that they don't intentionally make raids soloable at a later date, but they are they're cool with increased item levels, meaning players can't solo them. But that also does mean that, say, they won't go back to a boss and change it so it can be soloed. A good example is Lord Marugar. Now, he can be soloed by some classes, but he'd have this thing where he puts you up in a big spike, and you're stuck there until another player breaks it. It's maybe okay if you have a pet that does high damage, but for a lot of classes, it means they can't solo, and Blizzard said that's just the way the fight's intended to be, and I think their current stance to it's pretty much good, so I'm happy with that. Now, the next thing was about Warlocks, and Warlocks are getting a whole bunch of changes from sort of Mailfoot Grasp or Fury, yeah, that, Manoroth's Fury, is it Kil'jaeden's Cunning, loads of different changes. Now, I can't really talk about Warlocks in much experience. I've never really played one. So I'm going to leave this up on the screen for you to read yourself as I do this show outro. And the outro is now. Unfortunately, this is perhaps not the most interesting or in-depth Warcraft Daily we could have. Perhaps later in the week, the new PTR build will be out, and that'll give us some more interesting stuff to talk about. Now, I would encourage you to go onto the channel and see my audio quality video, because your feedback really helps, and audio quality is something that directly influences the show. So that's it for today's Warcraft Daily. Please like if you like, and subscribe if you want to see more. Thanks for watching, and I'll hopefully see you guys later. Bye!